Very good morning, class 8. As we were doing the lesson, kinds of adverbs, lesson number 14, and we have discussed about that how many kinds of adverbs are there, and we have already discussed the adverbs of place, right? I have told you in detail that the uses of it and what the points you have to remember while using it. And now we are going to start with the second kind, that is adverb of time. Now what is adverb of time? Adverb of time is that tells about that when an action happens, how long it take and how often. कितनी देर तक वो action चला, at what time it happened, और how often means कितनी जल्दी, कितनी frequency में वो action होता है. Clear? Now we will discuss about the uses. Now first uses, adverbs that tell us when are usually placed at the end of the sentence. Adverbs that tell us when. Tell us when. Where they are placed? They are placed at the end of the sentence. Right? So the adverbs that tell about when the action took place, it is placed at the end of the sentence. Now take the example of that. For example, he came to my house yesterday. He came to my house yesterday. Now you ask yourself, when he came to your house? He came to my house yesterday. So it is telling you that when he came to your house, and it is placed at the end of the sentence, right? Now take the second example. Benny is going to tidy up her room tomorrow, or I'll visit the doctor today. I'll visit the doctor today. So again it is placed at the end of the sentence. So when that adverbs that tells when, action कब हुआ, that are placed at the end of the sentence. ठीक है? Keep this in mind. Like, I saw that movie last year. Now when you saw that movie? Last year. So that means the word that is placed at the end of the sentence, that is telling you that when the action took place. I hope I am clear with that. Now adverbs that tell us how long, they are usually placed at the end of the sentence. Now adverbs that tells us how long the action, for how long the action are usually these are also the adverbs that tell us for how long the action took place, that are these are also placed at the end. Usually placed at the end of the sentence. They are also placed at the end. Now see the example. She watched the football match at the stadium all day. Yeah, all day. So all day is placed at the end, and it is telling you that how long the action took place. So if you ask yourself, she watched the football match at the stadium all day, means for how much time did she watch the football match? So the answer will be all day. So that is placed. You will come to know that this adverb is telling us about the time and how long that action took place, and it is placed at the end of the sentence. I stayed in Berlin for a week. How long did you stay there? For a week. And it is placed at the end. Now I take the another example. I have been going to the school since 2011. So for how much long you have been going to the school? Since 2011. It is telling you how long the action took place, and one more identification, that how to identify that this is the adverb of time, is that it is placed at the end of the sentence. Since is followed by the when since is used when the exact time is given. Since Monday, since 2 o'clock, since 5 hours. Then when an exact time is given, point of time is given, then we use since. I hope it is clear. Now we come to the next page. Turn the page. And for is followed by the expression of duration. That I have told you in tenses also. For, usage of for and since. I told you that for is used. Now for a week means you're not certain. It's not an exact time. For a week it can be 9 days, it can be 8 days, or it can be 5 days, because for a week 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, 8 days, it can be a week, means you don't know the, it just tells. For is used when followed by the expression of duration. Now here for के बाद क्या आ जाता है? A week. Duration आपको बता दी गई है, ठीक है ना? But since क्या है? Since is followed by the expression of point of time. Since is followed by the expression of a point of time. Now we are using week because we have been given a duration, not the exact time. But when we have been given the exact time, then we will use the since. Like, I have been going to the school since 2011. I have been visiting this place since Monday. So means here I am exact. I am giving you the exact point of time. There we use since. Turn the page. Come to page number 76. Exercise number 1. Now, it's page number 76. Now, I stayed in Switzerland dash 3 days. Now, 3 days, what is it? It's a duration. So, it will come for. Right? Then, I am going on vacation dash a week. For a week. Again, it is a duration. For is followed by a duration of time. Since is followed by a point of time. They have been living in Delhi dash March 2005. Now, here we have a point of time. So, since, third mein aayega, since. Fourth. The French monarchy lasted dash several centuries. Again, it is duration. For several centuries. I have not seen you dash Monday. Now here we have exact point of time. So we will use since. Sixth. Jim has been working here dash 1997. Since 1997. There has not been a more exciting discovery dash last century. For last, since last century. It's a duration, so we will say for. There has not been a more exciting discovery for last century. last century. It's a duration, it's not the exact time, so we will use for only. She stayed in Verma's house for some time. My mother lived in France for a year. My father has been working with them since 1996. So ninth is for and 10th is since. Right? Adverbs that tell us how often an action takes place, they express the frequency of an action, and they are usually placed before the main verb but after the auxiliary verbs. Now we come to the third adverbs that tells how often an action takes place. It tells about the frequency. It tells about the frequency, and it is placed before the main verb मेन वर्ब से पहले लगता है usually. Exceptions are always there, but after auxiliary. So it is placed before the main verb but after the auxiliary verb. For example, such as be, have, may and must. The only exception is when the main verb is to be, in which case the adverb goes after the main verb. Exceptions, I just said that exceptions are always there. Usually it is placed before the main verb and after the auxiliary verb, like such as be, have, may and must. But exception is when the main verb is to be, then it is placed after the main verb. To be अगर है हमारा main verb तो वहाँ पे ये main verb के बाद में लगता है. I often eat oily food. I often eat oily food. Now what is the verb here? This is the main verb, and often it is telling you the frequency. आप कितना जल्दी action कितना जल्दी कितनी बार होता है. So this is the adverb. Now here it is placed before the main verb. Main verb ये है, उससे पहले ये लगा हुआ है adverb. He never drinks milk. He never drinks milk. Now this is the main verb here and this is the adverb. Again it is usually placed before the main verb and after the auxiliary. Now if we say I am seldom late, what does it mean? Seldom means very rare. So I am, be form आ गई ना, to be. I am seldom late. Auxiliary, no, just see here. I am seldom late. Now what is the main verb in this? This is the main verb, late. This is the adverb and this is the auxiliary. And helping verb after the auxiliary verb and before the main verb. So here it is. You can see. Now if we take the example, he rarely lies. He rarely lies. Again it is the main verb here and this is the adverb. Again it is placed before the main verb. But when the exception is when the main verb is to be, then it is placed after the main verb. Some other adverbs that tell us how often an action takes place express the exact number of times an action happens or happened. There are many other adverbs that tells us about how often the action has taken place and it expresses the exact number. तो वो आ जाता है हमारा adverb of number. These adverbs are usually placed at the end. Like this magazine is published monthly. Now here it is telling how often an action takes place and expresses the exact number. Now this magazine is published monthly. Now this magazine is published. Published हमारा आ गया main verb. And monthly again it's an adverb here. So these tell the exact number. यहाँ आपको exact number पता चल जाता है कि how often the action has taken place. कितनी बार हुआ है? Monthly होता है. Publish कब कितनी बार होती है? It is published monthly means once in a month. So it is telling you the exact number. Monthly means once in a month. So that means here you are being told this monthly is telling you about the exact number of the action, how often it took place. So it is again placed at the end. I saw the movie 7 times. I saw the movie 7 times. Saw यहाँ पे मेन वर्ब पहले आ गया और ये हमारा एंड में ही लगता है. ठीक है, 7 times. It is telling you the exact number. It is telling you the exact number. Once in a month, monthly. So here, so some adverbs tell us about the exact number, how often the action taken place. So that those also are placed at the end. I work 5 days a week. Here again, you are getting to know that how days do you work in a week. So it is telling you the number 5 days a week. Now using yet to express something that has not happened but expected to happen. We use yet to express something जो अभी तक नहीं हुआ है. We say ना, he hasn't come yet. वो अभी तक नहीं आया है. Means action अभी तक नहीं हुआ है. It has not happened. So there we use yet. And is expected to happen. होने वाला है, उम्मीद है उस action के होने की, but it has not yet happened. She hasn't come yet. वो अभी तक नहीं आई. The result is not out yet. Result अभी तक नहीं निकला है. Now take the example. It is placed at the end or after not. So it is mostly placed at the end या फिर not के बाद लगता है. Have you finished your work yet? Have you finished your work yet? Right, this is an interrogative, right? So here also yet is placed at the end. Here the yet is simple request. Here क्या है वो? एक simple request है. Now in the second, no, not yet. No, not yet. Again here it is giving the information. It is just simple but in a negative form. Simple, negative. That's it. Answer. They haven't met him yet. They haven't met him yet. Now either it is placed at the end or sometimes it is placed after the not. Here not पहले आ गया, उसके बाद ये end में लगेगा. So either it is placed at the end or after the not. They haven't met him yet. वो अभी तक उससे नहीं मिले हैं. Here what is it? It is just simple negative statement. Haven't you finished yet? Expressing surprise कि क्या तुमने अभी तक खत्म नहीं किया? Again, yet is placed at the end. So maximum usually it is placed at the end or after the not. Using still to express continuity. We use still to show the continuity of the action. Still going on. In positive sentences, it is placed before the main verb and the auxiliary, such as be, have, might. In questions, still goes after the main verb, before the main verb. अब जो still है वो हम show करते हैं, use करते हैं जब we have to tell about the continuity. That action is still in continuation. For example, she is still waiting for you. She is still waiting for you means it is placed before the main verb. She is still waiting for you. Now here the main verb is waiting and it is placed before this adverb, right? But the main thing is that here it is telling you that action is still going on. She is still waiting for you and it is placed before the main verb. Are you still here? Are you still here? This is again the main verb. This is adverb. Simple. I am still hungry. Still adverb, hungry main verb. Do you still work for them? Still adverb, work for them. Again work आ गया हमारा main verb. So now with this we have finished with the adverbs of time. Now we come to the adverbs of manner. Now in quick recap, what we will do is that adverbs of time. Adverbs of time, it tells about how long, right? How long the action took place, how often. It tells about the frequency. It tells about the frequency, that how often the action takes place. Then how long, it will tell you the duration. ये आपको ड्यूरेशन बता देती है, ठीक है. एंड वन मोर, इट टेल्स यू द नंबर ऑल्सो, एग्जैक्ट नंबर. तो हमारा टाइम में हाउ लॉन्ग भी आ जाता है, हाउ ऑफन भी आ जाता है एंड एग्जैक्ट नंबर भी. 7 times, 3 times, 1 time, monthly, weekly. So it is telling you that once a week, once a month, once a year, or very easy means when we use the frequency, so we are talking about all day, means it tells you about how long it took place. Duration बताता है कितनी देर चला action, whole day or till 3 o'clock. So it is telling you the duration and the time. And when we are talking about the frequency, I often eat food. Often eat oily food means मैं अक्सर. Often means अक्सर, seldom means rarely, lately, recently. So these words, they show about the frequency of the action. So I hope it is clear. That is why I have made this mind map. So it should be a quick recap for you. Now we come to the adverbs of manner. Adverbs of manner. Now, adverbs of manner tell us how something happens. How something happens. Hurriedly, fastly, slowly, sadly, happily, कोई भी चीज़, कोई भी एक्शन, कोई भी आपका वर्ब, एक्शन वर्ड जो है, किस मैनर में हुआ, कैसे हुआ, it tells about the manner. For example, they are usually placed either after the main verb or after the object. Usually placed either after the main verb or after the object. या तो ये मेन वर्ब के बाद में लगता है या ऑब्जेक्ट के बाद में लगता है. नाउ सी हाउ. शी सिंग्स ग्रेसफुली. She sings gracefully. Now it is telling you that how she sings, how something happens, this is the main verb here. This is the main verb, and it is telling you the manner, how she sings. How she sings gracefully. She walks elegantly. She walks elegantly. Again, it is telling you about the manner, how she walks. He talks rudely. बहुत rudely बात करता है. She walks very slowly. So it is telling how she walks. She walks very slowly. So it tells about how something happens. Now come to the exercise number 2. Fill in the blanks with appropriate adverbs from the box given below. Exercise number 2. First one is he swims. क्या आएगा? Loudly? No. Beautifully? He swims well? Yeah, he swims quickly, softly. I think well. He swims well. Second, he ran quickly. He ran quickly. Third, she spoke softly. Fourth, James coughed loudly to attract her attention. Fifth, he plays the flute beautifully. Now, if you observe all these 5 sentences, so you will come to know and you will find that all here in this, it is telling you how the action, how something happens, how that action happens. He swims well, और अच्छे से swim करता है. कैसे swim करता है? अच्छे से करता है. He ran quickly. She spoke softly. James coughed loudly to attract the attention. He plays the flute beautifully. So here it is telling that how the action takes place, in what manner. Now we come to the adverbs of certainty. Adverbs of certainty. What is it? It expresses how certain we feel about an action or an event. how much certain we are about, how much sure we are about the action or an event. Adverbs of certainty go before the main verb unless the main verb is to be. It mostly goes before the main verb. Placed before the main verb. Except main verb to be. राइट टू बी के अलावा अक्सर ये मेन वर्ब से पहले लगता है. लाइक सर्टनली, डेफिनेटली, प्रोबेबली, अनडाउटेडली और श्योरली. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अनडाउटेडली, certainly, definitely, probably, etc. So these are all the adverbs of certainty. It tells about how certain you are about the action or an event. For example, he definitely left the house this morning. He definitely left the house. He definitely left the house this morning. Now here he definitely left the house means you are very much sure. आपको पक्का विश्वास है कि उसने सुबह घर छोड़ दिया था. He surely won't forget. He surely won't forget. Means here you are sure that he will not forget. He is certainly a smart man. वो certainly means for sure he is a smart man. He is probably in the park. Probably is when you, there is a possibility, but you're not sure, you're not certain about that. Then we use probably. If you're certain about something, then you will say, certainly he has gone to the market. Means you are very much 100% sure. He definitely left the house means a bit more sure. So all these tell about the how much you feel about an action or an event. आपका एक्शन या इवेंट जो आपका वर्ब है, कितना आप उसके बारे में सर्टेनिटी से जानते हैं, ये आपका एडवर्ब ऑफ सर्टेनिटी बताता है.